Alya, you've achieved such a lot with your swimming, but there is always more to do. Your kick is powerful and consistent and it gives you a lot of stability in the water. You can see how your knees bend though. This is taking the edge off the speed you get from your kicking. It's okay for your knees to bend because they are relaxed, but not because they are driving your shins up and down. It happens because your thighs are doing all the work. You need to initiate your kick from your glutes. Think about it while you swim. Core engaged, glutes on, kick firing. Because bending your legs slows you down, it would be better to relax with your kick a touch and make sure it's starting with your hips and glutes so you can work with straighter legs, even if you aren't kicking as hard. It's also important to keep your ankles very relaxed and point your big toes towards one another. That will help you get the most propulsion out of each kick. Blowing bubbles and head position are the first thing they teach the kids, and they are really important. It is better to blow all your bubbles out evenly rather than save them for a blast at the end as you begin turning to breathe. For starters, it helps you relax, but perhaps more importantly, it means all you have to do when you turn your head is to breathe in rather than finish breathing out and then breathing in. It's all about timing. Watching you swim, if you can reduce the amount you turn your head to breathe just by an inch, it will improve your stability in the water and your ability to get an early catch. So just think, one eye out to breathe is enough. Don't forget your head creates a bow wave as you swim, so the water dips down and you can take a breath from there. Make sure when you are breathing, you are looking straight across the top of the water, not up at the sky or behind you at all. Similarly, the best position for your head when it is in the water is looking straight to the bottom. That's not to say it should be too deep. Keep it relaxed and in a neutral position as though you were walking down the street, looking straight in front of you. Sometimes your head is at the exact depth it should be, with the waterline on your hairline, but sometimes it is too deep, like here. Try and make sure you are not bobbing it up and down. When you do, your feet will break the water and be kicking the air, which gets you nowhere. And if your head is too far underwater, it is just that much harder to turn and get the breath you need. Your work on your stroke is such an improvement. This is what I would like you to do next. Place your hands in the water in front of your shoulders instead of in front of your head. Hands go in front of shoulders. Then point your fingers down and hold your elbow higher than your wrist throughout the stroke so you can just pull straight back to your hips. It's basically what you do underwater after you've put your hands in front of your head. You move them sideways, but then it means you are too deep before they start pulling properly for you. Let's do it over the top of the water. Put your hands in front of the shoulders and hold your elbow up above your wrist and point your fingers down to catch the water. Your right arm has good strength, but it's a little too bent because your hand points sideways. It's better if you can straighten your forearm a little and get your fingers pointing down. The left arm is good too, but you drop the elbow a little. In fact, you do that on both sides and it just releases some of your catch. When you are breathing, the arm you can't see sometimes becomes the forgotten arm, so you really have to concentrate to keep it in the best position. I've drawn some stick diagrams to help you with the shape we're after whenever your arm is in the water. I heard someone say, imagine you are placing your arm over a barrel. That is the shape you want to start your stroke and then hold it throughout. The absolute key to a good catch is to keep the elbow higher than the wrist. That is your position of strength as you pull the water through. Looking at the end of your stroke, it is pretty good. You might be able to get a little longer out of both arms and at the same time make sure that you don't turn that left hand early to slice it out of the water. Now, remember, blow bubbles, one eye out to breathe, look across the top of the water, hands in front of shoulders reaching over a barrel, fingers pointing down, keep the elbow higher than your wrist, pull as far as you can, kick from your glutes, not your thighs, and repeat.